Lloyd, I thought you were asleep.
How can I sleep with this threat over me? You've got to do something about it, Jerrold. Who was that man here just now?
A client?
Who was he?
See here, old man. You mustn't let yourself go like this.
I know. I've been beastly nervy. I haven't slept a wink since that note came.
You've got to sleep. If you're to keep your wits about you.
But this is May the 11th. The day on the paper. He's going to kill me, Jerrold. Wherever I go, whatever I do, he's going to kill me. Is there nothing anyone can do about it?
Why don't you go home and go to bed? You can't do yourself any good pacing my office. Now, the safest place in London for you just now is your own home.
Perhaps you're right. Anyhow, I can't go on like this. I'll go home. You come with me, Jerry?
I'm afraid I can't, Lloyd.
Probably wouldn't matter. If anything should happen to me, you look after Ann, won't you?
Don't be absurd. Nothing's going to happen to you.
But if it should...
You know how I feel about Ann.
Goodbye. Thanks.
You'll be all right, Lloyd. This is just a bad dream.
I think I'll walk home. Get some air.
Why not? Nothing can happen to you on a public street.
I hope you're right. Goodbye, Jerrold.
Goodbye, old man.
See? The beak, the nostrils. The whole formation of the body is the same. In sea law, the companion of ships and the good omen of honest mariners. But an angel of destruction to those who do him ill. The albatross.
It looks the same. I wonder what it means.
Are you certain that the albatross doesn't suggest some memory, some association with your family? Think.
I am thinking. No, the only thing it reminds me of is the poem. Water, water everywhere. And all the boards did shrink. Water, water everywhere. Nor any drop to drink.
You've hit on it. And instead of the cross, the albatross about my neck was hung. This is no childish prank, Miss Brandon, but a cryptic warning of avenging death. We must go to your brother at once.
Holmes! Holmes!
Come on, Watson, quick.
But Holmes, this is important.
Well, Watson, you're bursting with news. What is it, man? Speak up. We've no secrets from Miss Brandon.
Moriarty.
I knew it. What have you found out, Watson?
That fellow Hunter is working with Moriarty. They were together in Hunter's office. I watched Moriarty leave.
Excellent. And what did Mr. Hunter do then?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Well, I came away directly to tell you what I discovered. Well, I done something wrong?
I hope not. I particularly wanted Mr. Hunter's movements kept in view today.
Sorry?
Mr. Holmes,
Yes, Miss Brandon?
regardless of appearances, don't condemn Jerrold too quickly. I know he's keeping some secret from me, but he could never do anything vicious, I'm sure of it.
I trust you're right, Miss Brandon, but we must be on our guard.
But I was going to say, Holmes, that...
Well, what were you about to say, Watson?
Nothing.
Watson?
Yes?
I'm afraid you're an incorrigible bungler.
Oh, Mr. Holmes, I wish he could go faster.
He's going as fast as he can, my dear.
will we be in time?
I'm sure we will, Miss Brandon.
He's dead, all right.
Lloyd! Lloyd.
Yes? Oh, Mr. Holmes, can I give you an answer?
No, thank you. I can manage all right.
Oh, Miss Ann.
She's only fainted. Take care of her, will you, Watson?
Get me some smelling salts.
Yes, sir.
Where's Inspector Bristol?
In there. I know you ought to go in. He's questioning a witness, and you know the inspector.
I'll take the responsibility.
Oh, it's you, Mr. Holmes. How do you come to be here?
I just happened to be passing. I know the family. How are you, Mr. Hunter? And you, Inspector?
I don't know how much you know about this business, Mr. Holmes, but this time, I'm a little bit ahead of you.
Excellent, Bristol. Then you've already solved the crime?
I found the murderer.
Yes, but that's not quite the same thing, you know.
I didn't kill Lloyd Brandon.
Has anyone said you did?
Oh, it's plain enough what's in the inspector's mind. And he's wrong. While he's wasted time badgering me, the murderer's got away.
Well, if you're so anxious to save my time, supposing you explain how you came to be found bending over the corpse with this in your hand, and him with his head bashed in. Well, if you won't talk, I'm going to hold you on suspicion of murder.
I didn't kill him, I tell you.
You clubbed him to death with the butt end of this revolver from behind.
I wouldn't go too far along that line, Inspector.
And what would you propose that I should do, Mr. Holmes?
Find the murderer.
What? If that man didn't club Lloyd Brandon to death, who did?
Nobody.
What?
Brandon was strangled to death.
Strangled?
Yes. The wounds on the back of his head were administered post-mortem.
Are you sure of that, Mr. Holmes?
Absolutely. Talk to the medical examiner if you have any doubts.
You wait here.
How do you know he was strangled?
The marks were on the neck. Cigarette, Mr. Hunter?
No, thanks.
So that blow on the back of the neck becomes an interesting element. It was unnecessary, therefore vicious. Intelligent criminals are seldom vicious except on special occasions. And though the apparent method of the crime was brutal, I'm convinced that the crime itself was intelligently planned.
And Bristol thinks I did that.
The nose of the police dog, although long and efficient, points in only one direction at a time.
What do you mean?
Simply that you're the obvious suspect.
It's so ridiculous. Why should I want to kill him?
You should know that better than anyone else, Mr. Hunter. You're his lawyer, you manage the estate.
You'll have to explain that, Mr. Holmes.
The Brandon estate is quite considerable. Miss Ann inherits, and you're about to marry Miss Ann.
Why, you...
I was merely demonstrating how the police mind works. Yes, I'm afraid our friend the inspector has quite set his heart on arresting you.
Arresting me? Oh, you mustn't allow them to do that, Mr. Holmes. I must be left free to protect Ann.
From what, Jerrold? Answer me.
Ann, I'm sorry.
First they murdered my father, and now they've murdered Lloyd. Do they want to kill me, too?
I don't know. I don't know anything anymore. I did my best to guard him day and night, yet they found him all the same. There in an empty street. Oh, I may have lost him for a moment, but I couldn't have been far behind.
Who are they? Jerrold, you're lying. You've been lying all the time. You knew from the first that note was a real threat. That's why you tried to send me away, why you followed Lloyd. Oh, Jerry, if you know who killed him, why won't you tell us? Why won't you tell us everything?
I'll tell you why. I've been watching you, Mr. Hunter, and I found out
What
that...
have you found out, Dr. Watson?
Whatever Watson has found out, you'll know inevitably. I have unbounded confidence in his lack of discretion. Meanwhile, time presses, and we've work to do outside before it gets too late.
Mr. Holmes.
Excuse us.
You pushed me out of the room as if I were a child. What am I to make of this, Holmes?
Anything but such a petulant face, old fellow. Come along.
In another moment, I would have made you confess about Moriarty.
That's exactly what I didn't want. If Moriarty's behind this case, Hunter will lead us to him.
Holmes, I was just coming to find you, sir.
Have you seen the body?
He was strangled to death, sir, just as you and I thought. So now I'm going to arrest this fellow Hunter, take him down to the yard. I can really question him there. And I thought perhaps you'd like to come along, sir.
No, I think not, Inspector. Dr. Watson and I are going across the way to take a look at the scene of the crime.
You'll be wasting your time, sir. My men have already covered the ground.
Well, we'll just take a look all the same. Incidentally, Inspector, if I were you, I shouldn't arrest Mr. Hunter. In any case, not now. And I shouldn't question him any further.
Why not?
Well, it won't get us anywhere. He won't talk until he's ready. And anyhow, you haven't a case against him yet. Why not leave him at large? Have him watched and see what happens. For a day or two at least. You've always found my advice pretty sound, haven't you, Inspector? And it's got you a lot of attention in the newspapers.
Then you'll work on the case, sir? In the usual way?
In the usual way, Inspector.
I'll do as you suggest, sir.
Good. Come along, Watson.
Come in.
Oh, Mr. Hunter, we shan't be wanting you any longer. You're free to go whenever you like.
Thank you, Inspector. You see, darling, they don't think anything of the kind. Anne, you must believe.
Oh, I don't know what to believe in now that Lloyd's gone. If I can't believe in you, Jerrold, there's nothing in the whole world I can believe in or count on.
Dearest.
But if you knew Lloyd was in danger, why did you try to keep me from seeing Sherlock Holmes? Why did you follow Lloyd with a revolver in your pocket? Makes me afraid sometimes even of you.
Darling, how can you say such a thing?
Oh, I don't know what I'm saying. I'm so tired and confused.